Hi there. One question for you. How's your readiness to accept the new reality? Just ponder that for a little bit, because there's always things that maybe get in the way that maybe shouldn't be there, because we should always be ready for a different tomorrow. We never know what tomorrow brings, right? You look at the media and look at the past and look at the programs and look how people have been more or less pressed or controlled, and how the powers that be that create narratives that are like it's much like they create these nets that they throw into the ocean, and they're designed for certain fish, and these nets are quite effective as to drawing out the fish that they're looking for, and there's enough of those fish that it really controls them. And then these fish in the ocean, they control their own schools of thought, and so on, as they manipulate their journey in life. And these fish, they can be taken out of the school and swallowed up. So each fish, although it loves to follow in this consciousness of the school that it swims with, it needs to be aware of its own dangers as well. And that's not unlike us, as we listen to what's going on around us, be able to pay attention to what we hear, what we read, how we feel inside, and so on. That there's a tendency to we've relied heavily on these big nets to almost trust them, and that we aren't too afraid of them. We believe, well, that's their right to do that, and so people get swallowed up quite easily. And those that want to find their own way, it's pretty tough, because there's not so many of them. And the people that are caught, usually the reason why they're caught is they're got taken into the fact that they've almost lost their own sense of free thought, their own sense of their own keen awareness. It's so easy to adopt another person's values or points of thinking, or you don't want to feel out of the social paradigm if you want to push against something. We often don't have the confidence to kind of do that. And way back, the CIA, they kind of parroted and created this name, conspiracy theory. And it was to kind of paint the picture that whoever doesn't believe in the narrative are conspiracists, and painted that narrative with a really broad brush that says, oh, you're not thinking straight, or you're whacked out there, or you need to be shut up or put it away. It's just nothing attached to someone that might consider a conspiracy. People just, you got shunned, you got shamed, you got disconnected, and it's kind of funny, because now we look back over the last few years, and I think the only difference between truth and conspiracy is perhaps about 6 months. But anyway, so the cognitive dissonance that takes place when you can't listen maybe to mainstream media now, you're kind of going like, that doesn't quite sound right, but you don't want to be classified as a conspiracist, because that's been painted with a really broad brush as well. And it's like there's nowhere to go. Like, how do I find my sense of direction? There's no one seemingly leading, or who do you trust? You go online and you search through Rumble or YouTube or whatever, but it's still, you almost have to have some kind of a recommendation as such in order to kind of poke around, kind of thing. It's even getting even more complicated in the sense that the powers that be are creating new nets for new fishes, the ones that are no longer going into the original nets of the programming. They're making different nets to it appears as if it's perhaps truth, but it's just another slight deviation of the narrative, but also full of falsehoods that they're there to wind up getting a whole new school, play on words, a whole new group of minds that still haven't had a sense of their self or intuition in order to see through that layer as well. So we're very needy, so we're easy to jump into something. So it's interesting how we have to kind of almost take inventory. Just like we have a vessel here that we're accountable for in this life, and in the heart of this is the soul that's eternal. But we have to attach the brain and the heart and the sense of the gut and get the three brains working together, and to have the mind be in submissiveness to the heart and so on. So it takes a lot of taking a look at the ego and maybe adjusting it, making it more submissive to the traits that you want to follow and how you want to be as a person in your character and so on. So we're like the captain of this vessel, and it's our responsibility to navigate it, to keep it safe, and it's fully our responsibility. It's we can't point the fingers. There's the buck stops with us, kind of thing, when it comes to our journey. And sometimes we don't know much about the vessel, and the captain should know every aspect of what he's working with, and he has all the power and all the tools and all the crew and everything else in his power to wield this in a way that can be safe. So in order to get maybe more aware of your vessel and how to take more control of that, it wouldn't hurt to consider or maybe get to know different aspects of your body. We have the physical body, and we have maybe a more etheric or energy aspect to the body as well. And you can go back to Chinese medicine. You can go back to all different kinds of medical practices around the world for thousands and thousands of years. And there's energy meridians and so on. But something that's easy to kind of tap into as far as how it's explained, and lots of tools out to help, and lots of places to go, is even delve into maybe what's the chakra system. And there might be different avenues of that, but let's say if you take the main ones, let's say seven chakras and how they work in alignment, and kind of take the time to get introduced to these. And it's not something that is just manufactured in your head. If you pay attention to it, you'll understand and have more of a sensitivity to it, and then you can allow the captain of the vessel to be more in tune with the ship in order to find out, oh, the engine's running a little bit rough over here, or the rudder's not steering right, or we're not going to the speed that we should normally be going through these weather conditions and so on. So there's so many things that can help us, but that's just a simple start. Practice and learn. And there's I'm not here to teach anything because there's so many beautiful tools, information, all within your hand's reach. And if I can be inspire someone to maybe look a little deeper, or look in a different book on the bookshelf, I think that's great. And so anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. How willing are you able to navigate a shift in reality? It's coming. Absolutely, it's coming. And we're talking from every aspect, from financial to structures to government to health to just energy in general, just how we treat each other. It's coming. It's going to shift, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be wonderful. But there's people out there that they get so anxious and have to hang on to everything around them for their security. They can't let go of anything. Even to, in order to grab something else, you have to let go of what's already in your hand. And some people, they're almost conditioned or powerless to do that. The first thing a juggler needs to learn is how to release the one ball in order to catch the next one. And if you're unwilling to do that, you're you're not going to be a good juggler. So we have to be encouraged to realize that we're resourceful, we're sovereign, we're in control of this ship. No one has power over you, and get to know the vessel and make sure that your intention helps set you on the way that you want to go. All right. So just want to bless you and encourage you. Okay. Have a good day.